5.
What a beautiful day, it's a wonderful life.
Okay, I found an article about cups of tea to start us off. If there's a major downside about going on holiday abroad, it's the seeming impossibility of getting a good old-fashioned cup of tea, even if you've taken your own tea bags. But help may be at hand, as experts have now created a blend they say will create the perfect cuppa on the costas. Lancashire Tea created the blend to work well with Spanish water, which has a higher mineral content than in the UK, and is blamed for changing the flavour of ordinary tea. How interesting. I have to be honest, I know lots of people, lots of friends who are really quite obsessive about tea and have specific brands that they like, and they really hate some of the other brands, and, you know, they know what they like, which is fine, and you could say that about lots of things. I'm not one of those people. A cup of tea is a cup of tea.
I'm quite particular. Are you?
In terms of any tea, or are you talking only about the English, breakfast tea?
I mean, yeah, kind of that.
tea.
But I mean, go off on a tangent into fruit tea if you like.
No, I'm trying to make myself get into more tea, period. But
You're into coffee?
Yeah.
I went for years without drinking tea. I was like,
really?
Really not bothered about it. I'm not let's have a cup of tea type person.
I love a particular cup of tea, I think.
Which one? Go on, say it.
like Yorkshire tea bags.
Yeah, loads of people rate Yorkshire tea
But sometimes when you go into Mercadona, you have to make do with PG tips.
Yeah, well, that's what we buy, because it's just
my local's Aldi, and the only thing they've got there is Westminster. Now, that sounds good.
Yeah, sounds posh.
But it's not very nice at all.
Okay.
But I think if you've got a good tea bag, you've got some milk, I don't see why you can't make a good cup of tea.
So, well, I've actually just come back from the UK, and I was drinking normal tea with milk, which I don't normally drink here.
Okay.
And I just thought, I'd forgotten how much I liked it. When I come home, I've started drinking it again and thought, you know what, I don't think I do particularly. And now I'm thinking, can it be the water? Because I normally drink green tea.
Yes.
So,
serious?
yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
what I want.
And I just said, I'm going to try those new tea bags when they come out.
Definitely. I wonder if sometimes it's the location. I remember when I lived in Greece and used to drink the frappes all the time, the cold coffees on ice, and they were and it was the thing to drink, and sometimes at night you could put a bit of Baileys in, but, you know, for the most part it was just a cold coffee on ice. And I remember going back to the UK and saying to my mum, I've really got into frappes, and I made one in the kitchen, was really exciting, and put a straw in and had a sip and was like, oh, cold coffee, why would you do that? Like, it was just really weird.
This isn't the same.
It's not the same at all. So maybe you associate cups of tea with England.
Well, maybe. Yeah, although it was Northern Ireland, but yes. Maybe,
Northern Ireland, yeah.
Staying with a friend. I mean, I just so enjoyed it. That's the weird thing.
So, as English people who are very particular about tea, then, how is like the Mercadona tea to you? Have you ever tried it?
Well, I just buy one from Aldi,
I wouldn't.
which is Westminster tea, and then I buy the PG tips, which is British, from Mercadona.
Oh, they have it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but it's only one brand.
If I'm feeling particularly fancy, I will go to an English shop and I'll get Yorkshire tea bags.
Right.
But I think a good cup of tea consists of a good mug. Often when you go to a hotel, they've got those tiny little mugs.
You can't even put your fingers
Exactly.
through them.
You need to make it yourself, because you need to put the hot water, the boiling water, into the mug as soon as it's boiled.
Right.
And also, I think there's an optimum time per individual for it to brew.
Yeah, there is.
And I just feel like, I don't know what that time is, but it's just within my body.
just know.
I just can feel when it's right to remove the tea bag.
Okay.
I feel I'm always on the other side of that. I make it too bitter. I'm always a little bit like overdone.
Okay, you leave it in too long.
That's the problem with not being British.
Exactly. So I just go for matcha.
Yeah, I probably don't leave it in long enough because I can't be bothered.
No.
I just, you know what I mean. I keep straining the tea bag with the spoon, because I think, well, that's getting a lot of the flavour out. You don't just leave it.
The flavour.
Yeah, I don't do that. Yeah, I just strain it. Milk done.
You're rushing through life too much.
But I still quite enjoy it. I literally have one cup of tea a day, and that's in bed at night.
Yeah.
So start the day with a coffee, end the day with a cup of tea.
For sure. I'm in that habit.
Yeah.
Manzanilla at night.
I have one or two. In the UK, a lot more.
Yeah, see, it's funny, isn't it? And when we sometimes go visiting family, that some of them can be like every half an hour. Do you want a cup of tea? And I'm like, no, I had one half an hour ago. Some people, it's literally so many in a day.
But it's a bit like in Coronation Street or all those soaps. They'd always say, "Oh, let's put the kettle on."
Exactly.
If it's a celebration or commiseration, let's put the kettle on.
Yeah.
So I think because I was brought up by my grandparents who always watched Coronation Street and my mum,
Right. Then,
let's just have another cup of tea.
yeah, it's the go-to.
But I actually do love a cup of tea as well.
So can I ask a question about more tea related as well? When your family gets together, do you have one person who is in charge of serving the tea?
Yes, in general. We'll
really?
take it. We'll
like
take
a
it,
ritual?
No, we'll take it in turns. So we'll say my mum will make all the teas for the family, then I'll make it. But my mum's got a habit of saying, "Would anyone like a cup of tea?" And she'll put the kettle on, and then she'll disappear for 45 minutes.
So not making the tea, so you'll have to follow up.
She's done a lot of work for me for her whole life, so I can make the cup of teas now and again.
Exactly.
See, when in Argentina, when I was growing up, my family is also English from Argentina, but we would have on Sundays very big lunches. But my grandmother was always the one who was in front of the teapot and was always the one who had to serve it to everyone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It was like she was the one she didn't move from that seat for 5 hours. She was just always sat there.
Wow.
Yeah.
My grandma used to have tea in a teapot and used to have tea leaves. There was like a dispenser and you'd press it and the tea leaves would come out into the teapot. And I remembered, as a young child, enjoying the process of that, thinking it was fun. She had to press the button and the tea came out.
Right.
And drinking tea with my grandma. I used to love that. It was a nice thing.
My grandma is the one to make the tea in her house as well. So if we go over, she'll make the tea. Although she used to do all the tea making and cook the dinners, but now my granddad's taking over the cooking as well. So it's funny how roles change as you get older.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And is it milk before tea or tea of milk? Is that the same thing with scones with cream and jam?
Well, she heats up the mugs with hot water, and then I think she puts in milk, and then she puts the tea from the teapot in. So it's a very elongated process. Not like mine.
Well, my grandma, it was always a teacup and a saucer. It was never out of a mug.
Right.
Never. But yeah, that was just how she did it. But the rest of us always in mugs. And with a tea bag. So you'd need to take the tea bag out before putting the milk in. It's a big no-no that you don't put the milk in while the tea bag's still in it.
See, that's what I do. Maybe that's my problem.
Ah, yes. But people are really offended by that. I'm not. It's just like, oh no.
Andrew's probably writing right now.
Typing. This is what's going wrong. There's an article about crisps. A global potato shortage is putting the future of crisps at risk. Experts say climate change is threatening potato crops, which could drive up crisp prices and force manufacturers to use alternative ingredients such as lentils. Ugh. I love lentils, but I've tried many an alternative. I always go, that looks healthy and good, and I like the vegetable crisps where you get the parsnips and the beetroot, and they're really nice.
You have to take out a mortgage to buy those ones, though.
Yeah, they're smaller portions and more expensive. But the ones made of lentils and chickpeas and all, no, they don't work for me.
I was a bit more worried about the potatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I love jacket potatoes, I love mashed potatoes, I like roast potatoes. I love potatoes. So the thought that luxury item instead of, oh dear.
Have you ever been to a potato party?
What?
No.
I've only heard of it once and only been once, and I was invited by an Irish friend years ago, 18 years ago. It was in Spain, someone I worked with. She said, "Do you want to come to a potato party?" And I burst out laughing, thinking she was taking the mick, being Irish and all that. And she said, no, I'm serious. And I said, what happens at a potato party? She said, we eat potatoes. And I was like, okay. Can I bring anything? And she said, don't bring any potatoes. Just bring some wine. I was like, okay, sure. So I did. And I mean, it's literally as you would imagine. It was a table full of every different which way potato you can imagine. There was a bowl of mash. There was a bowl of fries. There was a bowl of wedges. There were crisps. Roast potatoes, jacket potato.
Was there bizarre. Nothing else besides a potato?
I mean, there was a few sauces and things, but pretty much no. I mean, I think I put on 2 stone that night. It was nice, but I've never done it again.
Why not?
Was the sweet potato allowed?
Oh,
Is that a potato?
yeah, I don't know. I don't recall seeing any sweet potatoes, all the
they were
same
Irish.
colour. Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't think so. But it was weird. But yeah, I love a potato.
Why haven't you gone again?
I've never been invited again. Maybe I ate too much potato. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to have it like a delicacy.
Exactly.
Or I have one fry and one crisp.
Was
But
it
it
done
is-
ironically? I mean, or was it?
Maybe, because I've never heard of it, and I've spoken to lots of Irish friends about it, and they've gone, "What? I've never heard of that." So I don't think it's a thing at all. I think just she happened to really like potatoes and thought, "I know, let's put it all together."
Exactly.
Let's not just have it on a Sunday.
It's a great idea.
It's fun, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I'm for French fries. Crisps.
Yeah,
No.
love French
What is it
fries.
called? No, what do you call it?
I don't know what you're talking
French fries.
French, but the crisps or the chips?
Chips.
Yeah,
We call
yeah,
it
yeah.
chips,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like the really thin
Thin.
French fries. Yeah,
Yeah,
really
thin.
nice.
Roast
I can't
potatoes.
imagine. Oh, sorry.
Oh yes.
I was just going to say I like roast potatoes the best, I think. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, considering the rows and rows of potato crisps that
Yeah.
there are in supermarkets, I can't imagine that they're suddenly people aren't going to be eating them.
I know, a shortage. So what's your go-to crisp? What would be your favourite brand or flavour or...
Mercadona.
But which one?
The ones in the paper bag with the two things
Oh, really?
inside,
Just
they're
a plain,
just the
ready
plain-
salted? Yeah.
You know
not
they're
much
very
salt.
famous.
Are they?
These ones, yeah. Well, very famous.
Because they're
yeah.
reasonably healthy as well. Which,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, they're local, right? Apparently, Andrew went to England, and his friends were asking him to bring those chips from
Really?
from Mercadona. Yeah,
Oh,
the
wow.
brown paper bag. Yeah, exactly.
Ah. I like a crinkle cut, personally. I feel it
Mm-hmm.
adds something to the experience, because I quite like ready salted, but we had something because my husband said they just taste like cardboard. He'd prefer to have flavour, but I like a ready salted, but only really when it's crinkle. If it's not, it's a bit
Adds a bit of excitement.
yeah, exactly.
I like kettle crisp, like very
yes.
hard, like
Yeah, they're nice as well.
yeah, really good.
I like a sour cream
Yeah.
flavour. I must admit, and they regularly get rated as like people's favourite crisps. I do like a pickled onion Monster Munch.
Ooh.
Ugh,
I do quite like a Monster Munch.
Yeah.
I'm not a massive crisp person.
No?
No.
me neither.
We
Oh,
really like the Hamon ones for a long time, even though I'm vegetarian. But we thought it didn't really count because it's not
Flavouring.
really.
Yeah. Love the flavour, but no animal was
Yeah,
harmed
exactly.
during the process of these crisps being made. That's really funny.
I like the spicy Doritos and salt and
Oh,
vinegar.
yes, the chili Doritos.
Yes.
Yeah, they're really Moorish.
Yes,
They're
but
not made of potato, though, are they?
No,
Probably
they're corn
not.
Oh,
chips.
isn't it?
Yeah, corn chips.
but I try and avoid the British shops. Otherwise, I'm spending all my money on tea bags and crisps.
Yeah.
And sugar and fat.
I wonder if British people have more than the average crisp
Yes.
amount. Like how much? That's an interesting thing.
If you've
'Cause
seen a
there's
map
lot.
of the world before, I think Britain's up there for one of the highest in terms of consuming highly processed foods.
Yeah.
Such as
in general.
crisps. Yeah. And
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah, it's interesting. I find it an interesting discussion with friends. You know, some people really love a savoury snack, and others
Yeah.
really like a sweet snack. And not always is it both. You know,
Right.
Some people aren't bothered about having cakes or biscuits or chocolate in their house at all, but they love peanuts or
Yeah.
crisps or something. And then for others, it's the opposite. Not bothered about savoury snacks, but always have chocolate or.
And sometimes it's good to listen to what your body needs, because sometimes it needs salt,
Absolutely.
sometimes it needs sugar.
Yes.
Because we've been sweating in this lovely Spanish sun.
That's very good. So savoury or sweet, if you had to choose, snack wise.
Savory.
Sweet.
Savoury.
But
Yeah,
I'm
mine would
going
be
more
savoury.
towards savoury since I've moved to Spain.
Okay. Interesting. We better take a break.
Talk Radio Europe. TRE.
With Lumon glass curtains, enjoy extra space and less noise. Transform your terrace or balcony into a versatile and inviting space to enjoy as you see fit all year round. A dining room, office, playroom, or just a place to relax. Visit lumon.es and transform your terrace today. Lumon glass curtains. More room for life.
Are you a British expatriate living in Spain? A significant UK inheritance tax reform presents a valuable opportunity. UK inheritance tax is now based on long-term residence and asset location. not domicile status. Contact Blevins Franks today. With our expert cross-border planning, it may be possible to significantly reduce or eliminate your inheritance tax liability. Visit blevinsfranks.com to learn how these reforms could benefit you.
Expats in Spain provide you with all you need to know when living, working, retiring and having the best life you can here in Spain. Join the Expats in Spain Facebook page with over 150,000 other expat members, all there to support you in your new life, whether you're living a life of leisure or starting a new business. Check out our website expatsinspain.eu for recommended companies to do business with or to read our free online monthly magazine, expatsinspain.eu. Your one-stop resource for all your expat needs.
This is TRE. TRE.
You're locked in to TRE in the afternoon with Hannah Murray, sponsored by La Sala Puerto Banús. Join us for the ultimate social and dining experience, featuring live music 7 nights a week. Discover more at lasalabanús.com.
Hannah Murray on TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Women Talk. With me in the studio today is Katie Rowlands, Veronica Del Cerro and Mary Kane. I think this bit's going to be a very short discussion. The headline reads, would you pay £12,460 for a John Lewis duvet?
No.
I think if I was in the position to buy, eiderdown, which it is, which, is the,
ultimate.
fantastic. I mean, my parents had an eiderdown and it was eiderdown. But these days, it's just not available.
What's the difference? Excuse my ignorance. I've heard the word, but I don't really know.
Duck, isn't it? I think, which is very warm. And I do know that our pillows, which we bought probably 28 years ago, whatever, which weren't eiderdown, but they're down, duck down and whatever, something down. And they're just lovely. And, they'll go on forever and ever and ever. So I think I personally wouldn't now.
No.
If I lived
But you appreciate it as a good investment.
I don't think it's a waste of money if you're in the ballpark of being able to afford it.
Okay.
And it's quite nice it's available and they're still having the ducks. I remember my mother told a story years ago about her father who decided that he was going to change the ticking on an eiderdown. So he had this bright idea to open it up and empty it into the bath. So you can imagine the whole place is covered in eiderdown, including him, because he didn't think it'd all go up in the end, stick to everything.
Oh, no.
It's such a bizarre story.
Oh, God. So feathers everywhere.
Obviously, feathers. I was going to say feathers run in the family, but that sounds a bit strange.
Where was he going to get the refill?
Well, the thing was, he wanted to change the ticking. So
what
he was going to put the feathers back into the original,
the same feathers.
A new cake.
Oh, I see.
So he wanted to take the feathers out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for some of these things, it's all relative. I mean, the next one was an article about Balenciaga, which I just think is the biggest rip-off ever. So there's a picture of a plastic carrier bag that has Balenciaga Paris with the address on it. It just looks like a normal carrier bag that you get after buying a can of Coke or whatever, but obviously not from Balenciaga. And it's £775 for the plastic shopping bag.
I love it.
And you love it?
I love it. I think it's a psych experiment. I totally think it's a psychological experiment.
Yeah.
It's like, who will do it? Let's see who will do it. And it's fabulous. It's like, who's going to buy it? Let's see.
It looks all screwed up as though it's ready for the bin as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's deliberately
the style.
Sort of aged or weathered, whatever you call a plastic bag.
Well, it's like the jeans that are ripped so much that there's hardly any material to them.
Exactly.
They're about £2.5 grand.
The same.
Well, there's a packet of crisps here. I mean, I thought they were all about fashion, but it says Balenciaga spicy chili, £1,450.
I'm telling you, in their board meetings, they are sitting there laughing. They're like, let's just do it. Let's do it. What's next? I want to be in that board meeting so badly.
Actually, it's his last.
Yeah.
Let's sell a banana for £400 and see who would buy it.
What's next? They come in. Oh, I love it. My sister and I said send us, like, we share those things all the time because she comes up with this is it. There's like, really, this sneaker that looks like a used sneaker. It looks totally used, and it costs like $5,000 or something insane. And it's
when
unbelievable.
people have the money that they can buy anything, I suppose you try to give them novelty.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think it's.
Have you seen the Labubu dolls?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't get them either.
I don't get them.
What's
That's
that?
a craze. They're little ugly,
Kind of like Furbies. Do you remember Furbies?
ugly looking Furbies with a funny little face, and they're between about £50 to thousands of pounds.
And loads of like adult celebrities have got them, and they've got them like hooked to their handbag, so they'll have a handbag with like 8 Labubus attached to them.
Labubus.
I mean, it's a silly name, but no, people are obsessed. But I do find it fascinating how these crazes come about, and how certain people go, "Oh, okay, I'll get one of those."
Yes.
When it's not something they really need or necessarily even like.
Let me say this. I would like it a lot more if the people who are in charge of it, Balenciaga, whoever is doing it, and that they would give their money in return to people in need. Because it does make me a little bit, more than a little bit annoyed that you're going to spend that much money on that and not,
And these people are making so much money that are probably, as you say, in the boardroom going, this will be hilarious.
Right.
I mean, even if I had a ridiculous amount of money, I'd know that £1,450 for a packet of crisps is an absolute joke.
Yeah, it's ethically.
I wouldn't go, oh, well, I can afford that, so I'll buy it, when you know that every other packet of crisps on the market you can buy for like a couple of euros or
Are they
something.
actually crisps, or is it crisps, a bag that looks like a bag of crisps?
Oh, that's a great question. I assume they were just crisps. Maybe it's a bag then. That would make a bit more sense.
I mean, it's so chavvy, isn't it, if we're allowed to say that?
No, you can say it, definitely. I saw a picture today of Katy Perry carrying a really small Hermes bag that basically had her mobile phone in it, and there wasn't room for much else. It was kind of like the Hermes bag, but made much smaller as a mobile phone carrier, if you like, with a handle and everything. £25,000.
But somebody gave her that. They gave her that to promote.
You reckon?
Yeah. But
Okay, good point.
so she's marketing it for them. But still, it's like. The other thing is, like, maybe wearing these sneakers, they kind of camouflage into, it's a bit of a philosophical point. Exactly. There's a little bit of I think a political point maybe, but anyway.
I do find it fascinating, the idea of, I agree with you with the duvet. I understand that it's obviously good quality and hopefully will last a lifetime, and if we had a bit more disposable income, it would be a good investment because you'd have it for life. Whereas a £775 plastic bag, I can't imagine having all the money in the world and going, yeah, that makes sense. You still need, every purchase you make, you still need to convince yourself that it makes sense. You still surely don't want to be ripped off, however much money you've got.
But aesthetically, it's a car crash, isn't it? I mean, it's so ugly.
Yes, exactly. It's not a nice bag.
At least with a duvet, the cost per hour is not going to be as much because you can use it, like you said, for years and years.
But pass it on to your grandchildren.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying, the aesthetically ugly. So it's like, what? That's the psych experiment. To what extent? To how ugly do we have to make it so people won't buy it? It's just fascinating.
Yeah.
Just because it costs a lot, the artistry kind of goes out the window.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And the plastic bag, you can imagine, you couldn't screw it up in a drawer with your other plastic bags, could you? Just in case someone said, I'll use this for the recycling of the plastic bottles,
Or walking the dog. That'll be the next one. That's what I would come up with as a board meeting.
Yes. Poo bag, Balenciaga dog bags, dog poo bags. Absolutely, that's
Used by
genius.
Paris Hilton.
People literally, 300 quid a bag to pick up your dog poo and put it in the bin.
Exactly.
People would buy it, wouldn't they? Oh, God, love it. Okay, keeping fit. Push-ups are the nation's most hated exercise, but it seems Britons love to squat and use jars as weights at home. More than 1 in 3 people dislike push-ups, followed by burpees, according to the poll. I thought we could, talk about your favourite or least favourite kind of exercise.
I don't think it really matters what kind of exercise you do, as long as you do some exercise. Particularly as soon as you get to 30 plus, you lose a bit of muscle every year. But I think sometimes people obsessively go to the gym. I see a lot in gyms these days that women go to the gym, they do squats because they want to build certain muscles, and they're doing it just for the aesthetic rather than the enjoyment. Whereas I found that sometimes you can lose weight and look less bloated and be happier if you just focus on your diet, walking, and sometimes gentle exercise. It's not all about this high intensity gym focus exercise. I think my idea of what exercise is and what it isn't has changed quite a lot since moving to Spain, because I think a lot of our lifestyle, walking, carrying things in the supermarket, things like that, all become exercise rather than going to a traditional gym all the time.
I do think that all over exercise is important. I mean, squats are good, push-ups are good. It's just, keep it varied. I mean, I do push-ups and I hated them at first, and I'm really pleased I can do them now.
Oh, that's amazing. Well done.
Good.
Yeah.
And, it's important to keep your muscle. You lose muscle mass as you get older, and I'm like everyone else getting older, so it's a good thing to do.
Definitely. And I think the reality is, because I don't like push-ups, because I'm not that good at them. There's other exercise that I enjoy more because I'm better at them. And I think that's the reality. If it's something you find really difficult, then you're not really enjoying it. But the irony is they're probably the exercises you need to do more of, because I definitely need to work on my arms a lot more than my legs. So that's why I struggle with the push-ups, because I haven't got as much upper body strength as I have in my legs. So
it's a good feeling though when you can do some and then you can do a few more.
Yeah, exactly. You just keep going, and then you're I can do 10, I can do 20, I can do... Yeah, great feeling. Well
I
done.
don't really like push-ups because I've always had the odd problem with my finger or my wrist, and sometimes I just feel a bit like it's creating a bit more of a problem.
Yes.
But then I do lifting in other ways, like lifting heavy things around the supermarket, and then I've got an aerial yoga swing, so I often go 360 upside down, and that doesn't hurt my hands as much, but I am lifting my whole body weight, so it's funny what can work and help your body. It doesn't need to be traditional.
Do you have anything that you don't like?
No, I don't like. I'm into planks right now.
Yeah, I'm not good at that either.
I'm really into planks.
Wow.
But I mean, the other thing is that, like, if you have a bigger chest, then that's also, it's harder.
Yeah, there's more to lift.
It's women's talk. So
Absolutely.
like,
Absolutely.
It's
more
more
to carry.
difficult, exactly.
Definitely.
But I like planks, and we try to put in like some minutes of planks every hour, or just kind of keep it move up. But right now we're obsessed on butt squeezes.
Okay.
Not even just because it takes pressure off of your hip flexors. So if all the time you're just squeezing your butt, that's like getting the point.
What, like sitting down or when you're standing up?
Like right
Right now.
If you squeeze your butt.
Oh, we've all gone up a couple of inches.
Exactly. You just kind of get into the habit of the brain-butt connection, so that you're activating your glute instead of putting so much pressure on hip flexors and for a lot of, if you have hip pain. So
it's also kind of connected to pelvic floor, isn't it? Because that's a similar kind of area which we should be doing as women. So we're kind of we've got it all going on.
Exactly. You can have a full workout and be on the radio.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. I normally do a spinning class, a bike class on a Thursday morning, and I went there this morning and it wasn't on. So I went into the gym and went around all the different machines and did all the different...
I was there.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see you.
I was in the bike thing, yeah.
No, it wasn't on at 9:30.
Oh,
you
no,
there
it's
at
at
8:30? Okay.
11. Yeah.
No, normally 9:30. And so I went round and I did all the different machines.
Did you enjoy that?
I really did, actually.
That's good.
I was sweating, and I did different things for the abs, different things for the legs, and different things for the arms. And I was like, it felt really good.
Good.
It's really good. Because, it is, as we get older, as women particularly, it's really important, isn't it?
I saw quite a good class I fancied going to, which involved throwing rocks on the beach.
Oh, okay.
But I inquired about it, and the person who organised it said, can women go? And he responded saying, no, just for men. I'll invite the princesses to something else.
What is that?
So I thought,
the princesses.
I'm not going to give you my business.
Why don't you just throw a rock at him anyway?
It was it was sand sprinting, throwing rocks, and wrestling. Now, I wouldn't have got involved with the wrestling, but I love sprinting. I love the idea of being able to be strong and lift something up. I love playing paddle. I love swimming. I love movement in general, but I just thought that's a bit strange thing to say.
It sounds like the Caveman Club. Where was this?
Yeah.
San Pedro.
No! Oh,
I just don't know what to say. So I said,
No.
I can't believe you.
But he's very much into the philosophy of being back to nature, and men should be men, women should be women, and living off the land and that kind of ideology. Because I think he follows another big creator who thinks that you should live off the land with no technology.
Okay. We've had a message from Julie. Thank you, Julie, who's confirmed that it's not a packet of crisps. It is a bag. It's a bag with a zip, but it looks like a packet of crisps. I mean, that's a weird bag, and I wouldn't like a bag that looks like a packet of crisps.
Yeah.
I think that's weird that that's kind of become trendy. If I was wearing a nice dress and a nice pair of shoes, I wouldn't want a packet of crisps for a handbag, however much it costs.
Depends how much you like crisps.
Well,
You like crisps?
I do, but not as a handbag. They're two very different
I
things.
prefer a handbag with a cup of tea on it, to be honest.
I would have one if it was a Mercadona one.
Mercadona crisps.
Exactly.
That's it. We should all turn up to an occasion on the coast, all carrying Mercadona supermarket bags.
Yeah.
An ironic, new fashion statement.
We would know what we're doing. Everyone would think, oh, look at them with their Mercadona bags. So
I need
people
to
are
get-
like, no, we're cool.
I need to get one of those food trolleys. Have you all got one of those food trolleys you can take around with you once you finish your shopping?
The city,
the what are they called?
The thing-
Trolleys.
When you leave the shop, you take it around with
trolley,
you.
yeah.
No, you haven't got that.
No. I think you need to be of an age to have that, don't you? Is that an age thing?
Or you need to live in sort of central Estepona, where you
Right.
need to walk to go to your flat.
Yes, that would make sense. If you haven't got a car and you're walking to the supermarket and then you
Yes.
put it in the... Yes, that makes a lot
city
more
thing.
sense. I didn't mean to be ageist then, sorry. I just
No, I don't think you were
don't
being
see many,
ageist.
You don't see many kind of 20, 30, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, I don't know, with those, do you?
Well, I have a confession to make. I have one of those. It's in
for
my
you.
hall cupboard.
Yep.
And it was because my husband wanted it, and he wanted that one. We looked at all of them. The one with the four wheels, the one with the the one with the icy bit at the front. You could put your cold things in.
Oh,
Wow.
oh,
All of
that's
this.
really good.
And has he ever used it?
No.
Thank you.
I'd quite like one to go from my car to the house. Because it's a bit of a walk.
Okay.
Have you
You
thought
get
about
one
that
and
for
take
a
a
long
photo.
I will do, and I'll show you.
And then I'll be like, okay, you don't have to be a certain age to get them because Katie's got one.
There is a store in the States called Trader Joe's that I will say they have new bags coming out all the time, and they do have some that are like $15 reusable ones, so nobody ever you always have the Trader Joe's bag, but sometimes like everyone has the latest Trader Joe bag, and sometimes
Are they like a jute bag? Are they like
they're
made of-
really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Like really nice. Somebody here commented on it. They're like, "Wow, it's an awesome bag," and I was like, "Yeah." Nobody knows it's a grocery store bag.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very cool. Yeah. So I'll bring it tonight.
Yeah, do. Brilliant. Oh, we better take another break.
This is Talk Radio Europe.
This is what it sounds like when you drive along the Mediterranean at night. And this is what it sounds like when you get 2 months of free car insurance with Linea Directa. For 30 years, we've protected what matters. Switch to Linea Directa and get 2 free months of car insurance, plus peace of mind for everything else. Call Linea Directa today on 919-181-130. That's 919-181-130. Conditions apply.
Even a king needs a break sometimes, and Camilla and I are without the royal yacht and desperate for a cruise. She told me that our friends at the cruise market have an MSC cruise from Malaga for 10 nights. They say the price is from 1,649 guineas. Euros. They also say it includes all of Camilla's favourite tipples. Call the Corgi Minders. Malaga, here we come. Thecruisemarket.com or call 951 571 387.
This summer, relax like never before with Mikolchon. Discover top relaxed chairs with zero gravity or lift-up systems, stain-resistant fabrics and ultimate comfort. Enjoy big summer discounts on all Nessun recliners and sofa beds. Only at Mikolchon stores and mikolchon.com. This summer, you'll relax like never before.
Want the best rates and peace of mind when sending money abroad? Luman, your trusted currency partner, can help with quick, effortless and secure international money transfers. We already partner with some of the best real estate agencies and solicitors across Spain. So whether you're buying or selling a property, transferring your pension abroad, or simply paying your monthly bills, Luman is here to help. Protecting your money is our highest priority at Luman, so every transaction you make with us is safeguarded. Visit lumonpay.com to learn more about how we look after customers and help them save money on their international transfers. Terms and conditions apply. Lumon FX Europe Limited, trading as Lumon, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
This is an announcement from the TRE team for you, the listeners. Presenter Howard Brereton is having a well-deserved rest from Spain today during the month of August. So from the 4th of August, evening shows that currently start at 7 p.m. will be moved to an hour earlier. This means to hear your favourite evening shows such as En Camino, BBC Happy News, The Book Show, or The Director's Cut, tune in at 6 p.m. during the month of August. Our schedule will be back to normal from the 1st of September. Remember, in August, tune in at 6 p.m. to hear your favourite shows here on TRE.
Talk Radio Europe.
Welcome to TRE in the Afternoon with Hannah Murray. Proudly sponsored by La Sala Homes, where luxury meets lifestyle in Marbella. Discover more at lasalahomes.com. Hannah Murray. TRE in the Afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're listening to Women Talk with me in the studio today, Katie Rowlands, Veronica Del Cerro and Mary Kane. Neighbours. Everybody needs good neighbours, according to the theme from a long-running Australian soap opera, but in real life, 36% of Britons have had a row with one of theirs. The biggest annoyances include curtain twitching, noise and parking spot poachers. How do we feel about neighbours? Do you even know your neighbours?
Well, we're having an AGM in a couple of weeks' time, so I have to say all my neighbours are great.
Just in case they're
but
listening.
Actually, I'm very lucky. I do have very nice neighbours. So,
that's
and
good.
I've never actually, thank God, ever had any really difficult neighbours.
Oh, good.
Maybe years and years ago, very noisy family next door, but they had lots of children, so I suppose that was to be expected. But I've not ever had anyone that's, is not nice.
No.
You know what I mean, so
I've
been really lucky.
Nice. Has everyone been lucky?
I think so. I don't think I've got any problematic neighbours currently, but they often say if you don't find anyone problematic, you might be the problematic one.
Yes, that's true.
I think sometimes I can probably play the piano quite loudly or listen to music quite loudly, but then there's quite a lot of hours during the day in Spain you're allowed to be a bit loud, aren't you? I think it cuts off at about 11 p.m.
Yeah.
I think someone's knocked on my door once when I was playing the piano very loudly at midnight.
Okay.
So I've probably been a bad neighbour once or twice, but in general I think Spanish culture is very helpful and they're very friendly.
Yeah, we've never had an issue.
A lot of people don't know, siesta time is also a time to not play music.
Yes.
I feel like people don't know that's a PSA.
Yeah.
You're right, actually. Yeah.
Well, particularly people on holiday.
Right.
Tourists are on holiday, and that during that time of day, particularly if you're on an apartment block, there could be lots of people that have come home from work that are having a sleep, but they're all in the pool with the children making lots of noise, and I wouldn't know at all.
But it sometimes frustrates me how long that siesta time is. And how everything's shut in August as well. Because I do need to do things in August. I went to an office building yesterday to challenge a fine. I got there at 12:55 p.m. and all the lights were off. And she said, do you have an appointment? I said, no. She said, but we can't serve you because it's almost 1 p.m. We close at 1 p.m. I said, aren't normal office hours 9 till 2? She said, no, we've got a feria in the town. So we need to close.
Is that Benavides?
No, that was in San Roque.
Oh, because Benavides starts on Thursday.
Oh, is it?
Today. Yes,
there we go.
Yeah.
I love Benavides.
Yeah, it is challenging, isn't it, with the different times and the different... But noises, barking dogs can be irritating.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And, it's more often that people have gone out or gone away, heaven forbid, and left their dogs on the terrace. So you can't blame the dog, obviously, but at the same time, constant barking, and then it gets all the other dogs riled up in the area, and suddenly you've got a chorus of...
I used to have 4 barking dog neighbours, but now I'm down to 1, so it's not as bad.
Okay. Did they move or die?
I think 2 of them died from one of the families, and then they moved one of them. But one of my immediate neighbours has a dog, and they don't seem to walk the dog. They just seem to leave it in the garden all day. I think no wonder you're barking.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I mean. It's not the dog's fault.
I agree. I think that's the absolute worst thing. I think when I was looking around Spain to buy a property, my mum said, you can't buy that property because it's got a barking dog. And I thought, all these properties are going to have barking dogs. Unless you live in a massive Marbella or Sotogrande villa, you're not going to be able to escape these barking dogs, are you?
No.
And even also, then, you're not going to be able to escape.
Exactly. No, if you're in the campo, they can be really...
And you can see how little the dogs are walked when you go to the campo, because these dogs are just left in their gardens and they're just barking at you. And I'm often on a bike, and I've been chased by a few dogs.
Yeah.
And I went on holiday recently to a different country, and I actually got bitten by a dog. So.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, how did that happen?
I was on a bike.
Oh,
but
really?
I do find in Spain there are a lot of dogs who are so bothered by a bike or a car going past because they're not walked enough. So I do think that is the main thing that makes a neighbour bad in Spain.
Yeah.
Or very late parties to the early hours, but I haven't experienced that, luckily.
Yeah. I'm okay with I can sleep through parties, but even if I'm at a party, but often it's the construction that goes on constantly.
Yes.
So it's more
early morning.
They feel like our neighbors because they live with you. It's like they're constantly there. So they run over our sunflowers yesterday, which is
with the construction.
That's terrible.
Yeah, somebody was like parks and.
But you're not supposed to be doing that in July and August, are you?
Growing sunflowers?
No, I mean construction.
I didn't know that.
Well,
it's
most
everywhere.
organisations don't allow you to have
ours does
in July and August.
Okay.
I just feel like there's drilling going on or leaf blowing going on.
Leaf blowing.
I was watching the leaf blowers early, and I think, what's the point?
Oh, it's
just going up in the air.
Yeah, it's the most
pointless.
irritating, annoying, pointless invention.
And I would say, quite a few days in March, I would wake up to loud chatting at 7:30 from my neighbours, which is fine. That's a normal time to chat. Then it would be gardening or leaf blowing, and then I'd go to work, and work was like a building site, so there'd be drilling all day, and then you'd get home and there'd be more drilling. So that is also a bad neighbour.
Yeah.
But I think there's just things need doing all the time in Spain.
Exactly. It's true. And everybody does have the right to redo their kitchen or whatever, and it is noisy.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because
I think you. Well, as I say, I think most urbanisations do ban it in July and August. But also, it's kind of an unwritten rule. You don't start before 8, and then you finish a certain. I can't remember the time. And also, any public holidays and Sundays, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't do it. But
and now that it's summer, I sound like Scrooge, but there's so many kids, and I work with kids. I love kids, but all day long,
I agree.
Laughing, really high pitched yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god!
And Marco Polo in the pool. Marco Polo.
What's Marco Polo?
A group of student kids.
Did you say what is Marco Polo?
No, I know who Marco Polo is, but why is that a significant thing that they're saying?
It's a game of hide and seek in the pool.
Oh, I've never.
One person shouts Marco, and then the group shouts Polo, and then they have to find each other.
I don't know this
Have you
game.
never heard
Oh
it?
my god! I think I played
we don't
hours
have a
and
pool, to be
hours and
fair.
hours of this growing up.
Really?
Yeah. You go, Marco. Yeah, you just have to find people in the pool, and you're blinded. So they're going polo, and they're all running around, and you're
Okay.
so all these kids that you're bit sort of calmer here, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You played it.
I think I need to go play Marco Polo with them. I think this is the answer.
But I do think
Can't beat them,
I
join
love
them.
to hear the children playing out in the summer.
I think because
I just love to hear them, and they're cute. We've got some quite young sort of grandchildren visiting, near neighbours, and hear these cute little voices.
I do think in general the Spanish children, I think I've said this before on air, are very, very nice, and people who live in Spain, they're very polite.
Yeah, these are tourists, I think. These are
It's the tourists that
These are British.
they're a different type of British to us. They're a different type of tourists. They don't live here all the time.
And they're definitely not American, I can tell you. They'd be so loud you'd hear them from here.
Right, we better take our last break.
This is Talk Radio Europe.
You'll hear authors sharing great stories.
Harrison Ford came over and introduced himself to my dad, and there was a genuine, and I remember it to this day, we're not in Kansas anymore aspect to it.
Some visualise their books on the screen.
I do also start off each new book having looked at Google Images and thinking, in an ideal world, which actress would I want to play these characters?
Tune in to The Book Show with me, Hannah Murray, Thursdays at 7 p.m, repeated on Saturdays at 8 p.m, to find out the stories behind the story.
People don't read books to get to the middle. We read books to get to the end. Nothing worse than starting a book that seems to have some promise and then getting a third or halfway through and you think, I'd rather go mow the lawn.
Spain sounds like this. And its insurance sounds like this. Switch to Línea Directa and enjoy all our protection and experience with the best prices and coverage in car, home, motorbike, pet and squatter protection. Backed by 30 years of insuring what matters most. Discover why 9 out of 10 customers recommend us. Call Línea Directa today on 919-181-130.
Is your car automatic? Transmatic are the automatic gearbox specialists on the Costa del Sol. Since 1990, Transmatic have specialized in the repair and servicing of automatic and manual gearboxes. All makes and models from the earliest classics to the latest hybrids. Transmatic undertake other mechanical work by appointment, all with a 1-year guarantee. So book your car in for a check before it's too late. Also, Delia Car Rental by Transmatic, short and long term. Call today, 952-796-166. Or find us online at transmatic.es.
Have you heard an advertisement on TRE but missed the all-important contact details? Looking for a reputable insurance company, financial advisor or health professional? Or maybe you're in business and want to get your name known amongst the expatriate community? Then check out The Marketplace, the online business directory on www.tre.radio. You'll find contact details for a whole host of businesses and services, and you can add your own listing for a very small annual fee. Why The Marketplace? Because we promote it to our listeners every single day. The Marketplace at tre.radio.
TRE.radio.
You're listening to TRE in the Afternoon with Hannah Murray. Brought to you by the Clubhouse by Sala. Get ready to eat, drink, watch and play at the ultimate sports venue on the coast. Find out more at clubhousemarbella.com. Hannah Murray. TRE in the Afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're listening to the last part of today's Women Talk with Katie Rowlands, Veronica Del Cerro and Mary Kane. There's an article we talked about with the men last week that I thought I'd save to see what the ladies had to say about being superstitious. If you've ever avoided walking under a ladder, worn a special pair of socks before a football match or made a wish on a shooting star, it seems you're not alone. Scientists have found that however irrational such ancient rituals may be, we're far more superstitious than previously thought. The most common one apparently is touching wood. When you say, I've never broken a bone in my body, touch wood or something like that. That's the most common one.
I've grown out of anything like that, to be honest.
Yeah, you
I don't really do anything. Okay. I think if someone wants to do it and it brings them comfort, I think why not? But sometimes I feel like they can get things, anything in life can get a bit obsessive. So as long as it's not ruining their lives.
No. Okay, so you don't have any at all. You'd walk under a ladder, you'd walk on cracks, walk on drains.
Well, I
see a black cat. I couldn't name them a bit more now.
I don't think I'd walk under a ladder because of safety precautions, not because of... I don't think that's a very safe thing to do.
Health and safety, love.
Particularly in Spain. No.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, I remember once I wouldn't check in at check-in desk 13.
Okay.
Northern Ireland's coming in again at the time of the Troubles. So I go a lot because I got a friend there.
Yeah.
And I got to the check-in, and my father was so superstitious. And I just said to the guy, I said, look, my father will never forgive me if I check in number 13. He said, that's quite okay, madam. I'll open the next one.
Oh,
he opened it up, checked me in, closed it again, and opened the next one.
Wow.
Lovely.
Oh, that's so nice.
I know, because my parents didn't like me going there, and I was saying, no, it's all right, really. So I pretend I'm not superstitious, but in that case, I just thought I'd be so upset if I do this.
Yeah. Oh, enjoy. Veronica, are you?
More on the knock on wood sort of thing. I don't like to ask a question. I'll ask a question like, it's hard to explain, but I don't want the thing to come to me. If I don't really want to know how it feels to have one leg. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But so if I ask the universe, I'm like, no, I have to clarify. That's not what I'm asking for. I don't want to personally understand that.
Yeah.
But that's probably the one right now that I can think of.
Yeah.
The one I used to do when I was younger is not step on 3 drains.
Yes.
But I don't do that. I don't see 3 drains in Spain.
Well, for me, it was just an odd number. An odd number was unlucky, whereas an even number was lucky.
Okay.
And I was saying last week that I tread on an odd number of drains all the time, but I think about, this used to be a thing. Every single time I walk on a drain. I don't avoid it now. In fact, sometimes I walk over 3 drains and go, ooh, I wouldn't have done this when I was 14. Look at me go.
Wow. And my friend does this thing which I picked up when I was younger. If she bumped one of my elbows, she'd have to touch my other elbow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That one.
No, I haven't heard anyone else doing that one. And I did that for a few years because she always used to do it.
How funny.
But because I don't see her very regularly, I don't feel
Your
the need.
elbows are safe.
I do like numbers, though. I like 208 is my number. So
208?
Yeah.
Oh, how random. Where does that come from?
My birthday.
Oh. I'm really into angel numbers. So when I first moved to Spain, it was 23. And then more recently, it's changed to 33 and 22. So I am constantly on the lookout for numbers repeating, and if you see it throughout the day, it means your life's on a good path, and you can look up the meaning of that number.
Well, 1111 is a thing, isn't it? That's the real,
or 1111 or a singular 11.
Yeah, no, I like it. Whenever it's 1111, I'm like, 1111.
Why? What is that?
Well, it's supposed to be a kind of spiritual significance. Maybe loved ones who have died are kind of saying hello, or it's a spiritual thing. I think 1111. It's supposed to be. Yeah, we've got 30 seconds left.
Oh,
so yeah, there we go. 1111. You can say it now. When you see it, you go, 1111. It could be a thing. Thank you, ladies, very much for coming in today. Up next is me. If you haven't had enough of me, I'm on for another 2 hours with the TRE Book Show, so enjoy. And I will be back on Monday at 4:00. And it's my birthday on Saturday, so I'm heading off to Frigliana to see what that's like. So there we go.
Online, on mobile, on the TRE app, your smart speaker, and on air. This is TRE, Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain and around the world.
From the Sky News Centre at 5. A Russian government plane's landed in Alaska as Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump prepare to meet to discuss Ukraine with